Итак, друзья, у нас тут первая и, наверное, единственная женщина, которая будет во время MDL Disneyland в качестве, соответственно, интервьюируемого. Это тренер команды Complexity, Kips. Thank you very much for coming to us. And you like a white crow, I believe, for most of the community in Russia and for Dota community, because you are not only woman, but you are a coach without any pro Dota experience. Why did you decide that you can do this?
I mostly didn't see any reasons that I couldn't. So I just went for it, you know? I spent a lot of time in Fnatic thinking, man, if I had any authority here, I would probably do things different. If I maybe got to tell people, you know, this is how I think the game should be played, maybe things would work out better. Also, as a coach, I get to actually tend to people like mentally, so I get to prepare them mentally. I get to do, you know, talks with them, see what's going on in their heads, and that helps a lot as well. So that's a lot of the things that I wanted to do, and I just decided, well, if someone trusted me to do this, then I'm going to try. And as it turns out, Vega trusted me to be their coach.
Yeah, and do you have some education for it? I mean, like psychologist maybe, or stats?
Not quite. I had a very, how do you say it? We say exact sciences in Dutch.
Yeah.
So I did microbiology, I've studied a lot of chemistry, that sort of thing. Yeah, but that's a long time ago. University wasn't exactly my thing. And on top of that, and this may sound a little bit weird, but I'm the big sister to two little sisters, and my parents were away a lot. So I'm very used to being responsible for like a group of people who need their stuff sorted out and who have more things to do. And that's like, it sounds kind of childish because these are not my brothers, right? But still, with the age difference, a little bit. With the difference in knowledge, a little bit. So I do feel sort of that same responsibility for them.
So after university, what did you do for your life?
I did so many things. In university itself, I was the chairman of a students' association. So that means, you know, you go do things with all the chemistry students, parties, excursions, whatever. I worked for a newspaper that started up in Amsterdam for a short while, like a small local business thing. Took a year off once. I did some cosplay, won a golden ticket to TI contest with that. So actually, if you
which
saw
cosplay?
A Phantom Assassin Arcana at TI 5.
And did you get it? I mean, did you get to TI?
Yeah, I went to TI with it.
You went to TI.
It's if anyone saw a PA at that TI, that was me. A long time ago. And then I also went back to university actually, but for applied sciences, mechanical engineering. And this sounds like a whole like evolution of things that didn't work out, right? And as it turns out, there was a reason for that, because what happened was that finally, after I'd failed university like 2 times, I tried several jobs, didn't work, I got diagnosed with ADHD. And after that, within 3 months, I had a steady job again. Within 6 months, Fnatic happened, and then after 9 months, I got 4th at TI. And suddenly my life made so much sense.
Yeah, and how did it happen that Fnatic connect you? Like, what happened? Exactly.
Big coincidence. They were looking for someone to do stats for them. And as it turns out, I just befriended Cart Dota, who has done stats on stream before, back when, you know, Bruno was a thing and there were really so many stats pop-up boxes on all the streams. And Cart said that he wanted to apply for that job, but he couldn't because he had full-time university. And Fnatic wanted someone who could move. And I could move. So I sent them a 30-page document. And they were like, okay, well, if you can do that, then make us another one.
How did you start to be a statsman? Like, you already prepared for it?
No, I just decided that I could do it.
I mean, you just go to Cart and said him, like, I can help you with the stats, or what?
No. What I'd actually done was, I was a big Team Liquid fan back then. And this was before the Shanghai Major, I believe. And Alliance was like their big enemy. And I decided to, you know, for fun, to look at the statistics on that matchup and what Liquid should change in order to beat Alliance. And I made a document of that. I just did that for fun. I was a stream mod back then as well for Jarex and Matumba Man.
You know, this is kind of strange to have to make stats for fun For most of the people, this sounds like...
I'm very well aware that this is a bit strange, but I am not a very regular person.
Yeah, for sure. Well, at least for the community, totally.
Yeah, but you know what happened? Yeah. I told them Liquid's gonna beat Alliance, and people were like, sure. So I put all my rares on it, and I won really big because I was right.
How much?
Like I put, I think $50 in, and I got 250 out or something like that. So that was pretty good. And then after that, I got hired by Fnatic, and I could never bet again.
So they did use your stats for...
Yeah, I looked at, do I think that Liquid made the right changes in order to beat Alliance? Yeah. And I saw the difference from before and after their bootcamp, and I was like, yeah, they did the right thing. Oh. So I put my rares there.
And now you cannot bet because...
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, I don't even want to anymore, man. When you know this much about about the players, about what goes on behind the scenes, like it's all the thrill is out of it. You're not actually using your brain to think about the strats or anything. I could just know, oh, their captain's sick today. We're betting on the other one.
Yeah, this is not interesting for sure. And you tried your stats, possibility to make some stats before Dota 2 or not, or just start with it?
It was involved, like, I learned some in my science education, yes, but I wasn't very good at it. And I don't think I am very good at statistics, like as a discipline. I just know how to utilize information.
Okay, so after Fnatic you got to the Vega. And
yeah, like with a stop at TNC in between.
Yeah, okay. And could you just explain us how is it different to compare to Fnatic, to complexity, and so on, Russian people?
What's different from Russian orgs, you mean? Or
the players,
Dota? Well,
mentality.
Both Fnatic and complexity are very professional, right? There's a really big organization standing behind you, so you have a lot of like sponsor requirements. You have like an actual, there's several bosses above you before you get to like the real CEO, that sort of thing. Whereas in Russia, Alexei would just walk into our boot camp and be like, hey guys, what's up? Do you want to go for dinner tonight? And that's not going to happen in either Fnatic or in complexity very soon. Also with Vega, like one of the things is just you have a shirt with your sponsors, and that's your shirt. And in Fnatic, you're switching that out every month because there's new sponsors, and you get this huge stack of stuff just sitting in your closet. It's like, but the game is the game, So it's mostly everything around it. Like the players are still, everyone lives Dota, and they do that in a bit of a different way, perhaps. But in the end, there's not so much difference.
And in country, do you like the food? Do you like the places, you believe?
What do you mean?
I mean, in Russia.
In Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the bootcamp food was a lot of. It was kind of hard for me because I'm not a big fan of the borscht.
Why? This is salad in the water. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So where's the taste? Where's the flavor? No, I really liked we had a lot of buckwheat, and I'd never had that before.
Buckwheat?
Yeah, I forget the Russian name. It's sort of like a grain sort of stuff. So you have the meat, and then
Grechka.
That could be it, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. It's kind of rice, but black one.
Yeah, like that. I'd never had that before, and I really liked it.
You don't have this one in Netherlands?
We eat potatoes, man. It's all potatoes, all the way.
We eat potatoes too, a lot, but still.
Yeah, no, it's only potatoes.
And in CA region, they don't use...
CA is all rice. Rice. If they have fries at a fast food place, they will order rice next to it.
So, and in America, you don't eat grechka too?
No.
Oh, so there is only one region for you.
Yeah, only one region where I've had that.
I believe that, this was a point to speak with you. Because now we know something.
You learned something.
Yeah, a lot. So, and about kind of places, you've been in Moscow or someone else, so do you like it?
Yeah, Moscow was really nice. We were in a villa quite a bit on the outskirts, but that was also very, calm. And it was not too far out of the city. So I've been to the Red Square, I've seen the sights. We went out for dinner a couple of times. We also visited the Vega, what's it called? The cyber cafe that they're linked with. And I don't think we've ever shown any footage of that, but we also did something like an escape room with the team back then, a quest. Mm-hmm. Have you ever done one of those?
Yeah, kind of.
It was in this very shady neighborhood. I have never been in a place that was that shady. There was a car there with like, you know, bricks came from the top and fell on the car.
Yeah.
Nobody moved it. And apparently the guys had to go in first. So I was standing there outside looking around on some construction yard. It was the most nervous I've been in my life. But then after that, the guys were the most nervous they've been in their life because that stuff was scary. I sat in the control room and I watched, you know, these actors bully my players around, and eventually they got thrown off in the dark backwards from like a cliff into a bunch of foam blocks. That was so fun to watch, man. You have no idea.
Well, it's really a shame that I couldn't. Let's talk about stats things and about authority, because, you know, there's a classic thing that a lot of people do really want to be a coach, but they do understand that there is no authority on them because they have never been a pro. How did you get it?
How do I get my authority?
Yes.
Like the blunt answer is by being right a lot. So what you gotta do is you gotta take a chance and you gotta predict stuff, right? You say, all right, if we do like this is gonna happen. If you make these mistakes, then, you know, it's gonna end up like this. And then after a month or so, you can call back and say like, all right, now if we would have done this or this wouldn't have happened. And they know you're right because you've said it before. And a lot of people think that, you know, you're going to be irritating and you're only going to say after the fact, oh, you know, I always thought this. No, you have to say it before. You have to take that risk. You got to trust in yourself that you know what you're doing and then speak it out so that when the time comes, people can say like, yeah, you know what? You were right. And then to me, it is like, all right, that is not, you know, I don't get to gloat now. I'm going to get to be like, look at me. No, that's not the point. The point is that we're going to win more as a team and you've made a step there. So then you continue onwards and you get more of that, you know, the players actually teaching you stuff and the other way around. And sometimes I'm wrong. And that's part of learning. And if I'm wrong, that's like, all right, thank you for teaching me because I didn't know that before.
Is there any point in your Dota life, in your Dota career, when you just understand that you are so wrong and you're just fucked up totally? You just don't know what to do, and or you just need to stop doing this at all?
Like stopping Dota?
Stopping coaching,
Or coaching.
stopping something,
Like,
yeah.
There was a part where I was in Russia where I was just completely burned out because I'd been pushing all kinds of things really hard, and then we ended up having to shuffle the roster anyway. I was in a foreign country, I hadn't seen my family in months, and then my grandma died, and I booked the wrong flight to go back, so I couldn't even. And that was just a point where I thought, like, well, what am I doing this for? I have nothing to show for all this time in, like, sitting in a basement somewhere, you know, in the far north. But yeah, then I realized that if nothing else, I was learning a lot over there and that everything else would be easier after this. And as it turned out, it was. Like, so many of the skills that I got there, so many of the problems that I found in Russia, I can now just anticipate with this team, and they don't have to become problems at all anymore.
Well, for you, Russia is Russian winter kind of.
Yes, yeah, it really was. It was really hard, and like everyone knows what Vega did at the TI qualifiers, and I definitely lost in Russian winter. Don't do it, kids. Don't invade Russia in winter.
And do you have some inspirations from books, maybe from cinema, from some heroes for you who you can really look and get back on it? Good mood.
There is so many. Like in the Dota scene itself, there's always Shiver.
Yeah.
There's always Shiver, and she's such a dear too. Like it amazes me how someone who has had so much go wrong in her life can still give so much to other people all the time, and that is very inspiring. And then as for like fiction and stuff, I'm not so sure. Like I've always felt a bit like a grand wizard, you could say, like some Gandalf type of shit. Because like this is not my journey, you know. The hobbits are going to take the ring into Mount Doom, but I can be there and, you know, tell them what to do, that sort of thing. And then if they know a better way, you know what, you do you. I'll cover the retreat.
Yeah. I hope you're gonna be one of the Gondel for many teams, or for complexity at least right now. And thank you really much to come in here. It was really inspiring for you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Это была Kips, друзья, и если вы еще не поняли, она также была еще и тренером в Веге, и это, на мой взгляд, очень-очень важный момент в ее жизни. Она объяснила его максимально жестко, поэтому смотрите, чувствуйте и воспринимайте.